Good evening and welcome back to WMLT News. I'm Jamie Lee Reichert.
And I'm Arden Hamrick.
Have you got the sniffles? A few students here on Concord's campus seem to. It could be more dangerous than you think, but Marilyn McAuliffe has more.
Lately, there's been a lot of hype on Concord's campus concerning swine flu, but how serious is it?
Since I'm from Sweden, everyone in Sweden is getting the vaccination, so I'll probably get it over Christmas break.
My roommate actually just found out this weekend that she had it. I have no symptoms, so her boyfriend isn't sick, so I don't think it really mattered any much. We actually took her to the hospital just this past Thursday, and like the couple weeks beforehand, she was really nauseous or like really tired and weak and just terrible.
Here at Athens Family Practice, right by Concord's campus, we called to see if we could get an interview with the physician here. Ironically, she's out with swine flu herself. Some faculty members think that swine flu is being used as an excuse to miss class.
I think that a lot of students are using this as an excuse to skip class, and then once they come back to class, we realize that they didn't have swine flu because there's been documentation. And I know that a lot of places in our area are trying to give out those vaccinations. I would suspect the best way to prevent swine flu would be to wash your hands and just take everyday precautions like you would for any other flu. I would say at this time, no real need for concern, just wash your hands. If you think you're not feeling well, then don't come to class. But the biggest thing is email your professors prior to that class. Don't wait till after the class and then say I have swine flu, which is what I'm seeing in my courses.
For WMLT News, Athens, Marilyn McAuliffe.
Last Saturday, 2,500 doses of the vaccine were given in Beckley alone. There were 250 confirmed cases of swine flu in Raleigh County last week. The vaccine are free of charge and at the health department clinic.
The McNair Scholars Program recently held a recruitment session on the Campus Beautiful, hoping to get the attention of students interested in graduate school. The program is designed to help prepare these students find the right school for them, as well as help them with the application process. Mike Staten has more.
The McNair program is funded by the U.S. Department of Education, intended for sophomores and juniors with at least a 2.8 GPA attending either Concord University, Bluefield State College, or West Virginia State University. The student must be either a first-generation student, have a financial need, or members of unrepresented population.
Our major mission is to help students that are in college that want to go into graduate school, to help them become more competitive in that graduate admissions process.
Some advantages of participating in the program is a student may receive up to $2,800 research stipend, room and board on campus during the summer internship, opportunities to visit graduate schools, assistance in applying to those graduate schools, and much, much more. According to the McNair Scholars Program at Concord University, graduate schools are increasingly looking for prospective PhD students who have some significant research experience. By completing a faculty-supervised research project, McNair Scholars develop invaluable skills sought by graduate students. Christina Dillard tells us about the experiences she had with McNair.
If I hadn't participated in the McNair Scholars Program, I really wouldn't have a good grasp on what it actually takes to do a good research project. I also wouldn't know what you really need to do to be competitive when you're applying to graduate school. As far as contacting faculty members and making sure that your research interests align with the particular programs you're applying to, I wouldn't have had any of that information had I not been a McNair Scholar.
Those students that participate in the McNair program have many financial opportunities in graduate school. The program gives them information needed to apply to graduate schools, also giving them one-on-one experiences with graduate schools so they know that school is right for them. For WMLT News in Athens, I'm Mike Stanton.
All week long, photos were taken at subway sides by fellow students at Concord University for the yearbook. This opportunity is for all students, faculty, and organizations who wish to appear in the yearbook. However, individual students' IDs pictures will be used if they did not show up for a new picture this week. This is an important opportunity for those who are unhappy with their current IDs and who wish to avoid any further embarrassment. The photos were taken every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the subway stage.
As every week, we have some news from Campus Beautiful. Gabrielle Scabetta has more details with the Concord Minute.
Thanks, guys. Many vandalisms have occurred in the Fine Arts Building. Curtains in the main auditorium of the Fine Arts Building were slashed, and the light control switchboard was keyed last week. The campus police continue to investigate the vandalism incidents and are closely supervising the Fine Arts Building until a more comprehensive security system is in place. Homecoming came and went. Alpha Sigma Alpha and Pi Kappa Phi took the victory. Rachel Lucas and Curtis Hill were named Homecoming King and Queen for 2009. The first runners-up were Nicole Coleman, representing Sigma Sigma Sigma, and Danny Pinkleton Jr., representing Chi Omega Psi. Second runners-up were Ashley Davis, representing Delta Zeta, and Andre Brown, representing Mu Xi Phi. Alumni Career Symposium welcomed former students on Friday, October 16th. The event was hosted by Concord's Advancement and Career Service Office. The event was held to connect past and present students to discuss the alumni's accomplishments and careers in the field. They also gave out awards at the event, one of which went to Joy Bowling, who received an award for having graduated from Concord the longest. That's all for this week's edition of the Concord Minute. Back to you guys at the desk.
The Harrington family is dealing with what they call a parent's worst nightmare. Their 20-year-old daughter, Morgan Dana Harrington, went missing after attending a Metallica concert. The concert was at the John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, Virginia on October 17th. The family and police are still searching and are offering a $150,000 reward. Morgan Dana Harrington is about 5 foot 6 inches and weighs 120 pounds. She has long blonde hair and blue eyes and attended Virginia Tech. If anyone has information, please contact the tip line at 4343-523-467 or visit the website at www.findmorgan.com.
There has been an abnormal hike in absent students this past week, and some are attributing it to the increase of students with flu-like symptoms. Mercer County reported 1,612 students absent last Friday, the 23rd. The same day, Montcalm High School had to cancel their football game against the Jaeger Cubs because many players were experiencing flu-like symptoms. This occurred on the same day Mercer County ran out of both seasonal and H1N1 vaccines. The reason for this lack of vaccines, according to Health Department Administrator Melody Rickman, is that they can't get it shipped. This is the county looking for a new shipment as soon as November, and it will be announced in the papers as soon as it arrives.
Stay tuned for the rest of WMLT.
And the sports news with James Tunstall.
Welcome back to WMLT News, and now with sports, we'll send it over to James Tunstall.
Thanks, guys. Concord Mountain Lion football team lost to UNC Pembroke on Saturday, the 24th of October. The score was 9-27. The Mountain Lions' record is now 5-4. UNC Pembroke is in just its third season since returning to college football and is already in the running for an NCAA playoff bid. But Concord's 315 total yards on the Saturday were 173 under their season average. Concord's head coach Mike Keller was quoted for the school website. He said, "We just lost to a better team. It's as simple as that. There's a reason why they're 15th ranked team in the country. They've got a good program going." The Mountain Lions men's soccer team has been improving. The Mountain Lions won against Salem International 4-1. Ivan Dayanov helped Concord take the lead with the unassisted goal. Ivan later on scored yet another goal. After Ivan's tally, Frankie Parks and Zach Pikarski found the goal. This win ended Concord's WEVIAC schedule at 2-7-1, thus raising Concord's overall record 5-10-1. Concord's men's cross-country team has been finding itself in the lead this season. The men finished third at the WEVIAC championship. The women's cross-country team, who has been the underdogs all season, has risen to the top. The Lady Mountain Lions came in third, as well as the WEVIAC championship. For more listings of the Concord sports, please visit cumountainlions.com. WVU has a team that is hard to stop this season. WVU won again Saturday to Connecticut 24-28, making their overall schedule of this season 6-1. Marshall has been hard to stop as well. Marshall beat UAB on Saturday. The score was 27-7, thus making their overall schedule of this season 5-3. That's all for sports. Back to you all at the desk.
West Virginia is experiencing a high number of rabies cases this year. A rabid raccoon shot in Greenbrier County marks the state's 38th rabies case this year. Greenbrier County is taking the hardest hit and has been battling an unusually high number of rabies cases on wild animals as well as pets. At least 4 animals have been euthanized after encounters with rabid animals. A U.S. Department of Agriculture rabies vaccine arrived last month and was distributed in the western end of the county. However, not in the area where most cases have occurred. Protect your pets by having them vaccinated at your local vet.
And with this week's Ticket or Leave It, we have Josh Kerbaway.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to the first edition of Ticket or Leave It for this fall. I'm Josh Kerbaway. A lot of blockbusters have been hitting the silver screen this fall, and I was lucky enough to see a few myself. Zombieland is a personal favorite because it was just a nice surprise. Zombieland is the kind of movie that you know was a lot of fun to make because the actors look like they're having a lot of fun. If you want to see a movie where you can get your laughs and fulfill your undead desires, then Zombieland is your ticket. Now on to Where the Wild Things Are, one of my childhood favorites. Author Maurice Sendak's children's novel did a wonderful job of taking children into their imagination. The movie is no different. It took you into account the years those children have lived and recaptured the fantasy of childhood while adapting the novel into a movie more fit for adults. Director Spike Jonze takes every picture from the book and brings it to life on the screen. It was an adventure and a pleasure to watch. Writer Dave Eggers has done a great job of taking a book that has no more than 8 lines and turning it into a 2-hour journey through the imagination. And last but not least was, for all of you gore fans, Saw 6, which lived up to its expectations with more creative and gruesome killings to keep you awake at night. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it wasn't bad. Well, that's it for this edition of the Ticket or Leave It. Back to you at the desk.
From me and the whole WMLT crew, thank you for joining us again. I'm Jamie Lee Reichert.
We'll be back again in 2 weeks for more WMLT news. I'm Arden Hamrick.